Hi and welcome to the game check of the Sony Xperia Z5 Compact. I've already presented you the phone itself. In case you're interested, at the end of this video you will find the link. But today I will show you the final product and the graphics quality here with GameBench. That's enabling me to show you in the upper left corner here immediately the frames per second right at the moment in real time to show you how the smoothness of the graphics is in measured values, because I've experienced that we can have way different experiences from the same pictures where others say, well, this is quite enough for me. Others told and said in the comments, no possibility for me, this is not smooth enough. So now we have that value over here. So this is not a Let's Play. I don't want to show you new games. This is not a new one. I know that. And I don't want to present you how good or bad I'm driving. It's just about the graphics quality, you know? So we're talking about the Z5 Compact. This is one of the, if not the only one of the very compact phones, but nevertheless have a big power equipment under the hood, because we're talking about the Qualcomm Snapdragon 810, meaning exactly the same processor like in the big Z5 and Z5 Premium. They will come later, so I will show you two, of course, but at the moment the first one to arrive is the Z5 Compact. So that's why I'm presenting this one first. Okay, so I guess this might allow, I'm sorry for that, I'm not that driver as you can see here, at least not in games. In real life I'm better, of course. So I'm not that gamer, I don't have that time, so I hope you excuse that. But I'm using these games because this is the best possibility to see what the graphics unit and the processor are potential to do. And with the help of that GameBench, I will show you in just a few seconds like this is doing in measured values. So just a second back to the processor. It's octa-core, meaning you have 8 cores, 4 of them with I've seen that coming. 4 cores with 2 and the other 4 with 1.5 gigahertz, 2 GB of RAM, of working memory. So this is not bad, especially again for this compact phone. But nevertheless, you experience that here in the upper left corner, you see in most cases 29, 30 frames per second. So this is good, this is great, but nevertheless, you're wondering why the hell is that not more like 60 or something, especially if you might have seen my game check of the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus that made up to almost 60 frames per second here in the same game, Asphalt 8. You see this is possible, but I've never seen any phone, at least not until now, that's doing more than 30 frames per second on Asphalt 8. Meaning, I guess that the developers are totally enough with that and telling the software, okay, if you have 30 frames per second, stop there, don't do any more, save power or whatever. And now we are on 3 minutes, so let me stop GameBench here to show you the results. This may happen because this still is beta software. We are very, very early with that. Nevertheless, I hope to have gathered enough data here. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you. First of all, performance. As I told you, a median, or kind of an average, median of 29 frames per second, and especially up to 99% stability, let me call it like that. I will show you in the graphic here. So meaning, as you can see here, most of the frames are really delivered with a little bit more or less of these 29 frames per second average. So this is very stable, very solid, as you have seen for yourself. There's no big skippings of sometimes quicker, sometimes less. So this is a very good performance, at least for Asphalt 8 on Android. Now let's go on to Dead Trigger 2. Same procedure here. I'm sorry, this is something really didn't happen in real life that much like here on camera, but that's the way life is. Let me start this. I guess this service here is disturbing because I already prepared that to not making wait not let you wait while doing this. So I just wanted to suppress these kind of, here we go now finally, these kind of preparations, but I have to show you, sorry for that. So again, let's start here, upper left corner, here we are. Of course, both games are presented in maximum graphics quality, and now let me go a little bit like that to make quick changes of what we have in view. And you see that here it's something very different like in Asphalt 8. So you do not have that stability. You have sometimes more than these 30 frames per second, sometimes less. So let's wait for a little bit more to get a little bit more done here in the game. So in case of you're younger than 18, you do not have to watch that, you know. So it's not my fault. So I'm just presenting the possibilities of that game, of that phone, not of the game, of course. And so it's, I hopefully will be lucky that no one will have any problems with that. But when I'm asking developers what are the graphics, most advanced graphics game at the moment for phones, especially for Android, of course, they are all telling me these two, Asphalt 8 and Dead Trigger 2, at least at the moment. There will be better ones, of course, or more interesting ones to play. But again, this is not about the games, it's just about the graphics. It's a tool for me, like GameBench is a tool, you know. So let me tell you a little bit more about this GameBench, because I'm doing ahead of the videos a little bit more preparations. So you have to play at least 15 minutes. I do 20 to be on the safe side. So having just only 2 or 3 minutes over here is just to give you an impression for yourself how the graphics quality is. But these are not values you can calculate with, as it's too short for GameBench to get really that kind of data enough to have to be really safe that this is the average of all. So it's just a short impression for you, and I hope you trust me when I'm telling you at the moment we stop this over here, that I measured again, I'm sorry, we measured 44 frames per second as an average for Dead Trigger 2. Let's go into the statistics like this here. Here we are now with 31 with this session. I guess that's the former that was too short. Again, too short. Yeah, so I only can tell you that I don't have any advantage of making a phone good or bad, that you believe me. I've measured up to 44 frames per second here when I played for 20 minutes. And this is kind of what I've experienced. 279% stability. Again, let me show the graphs here. So you see the frames delivered, really delivered in the game, are way more broad here, not that on the top like on Asphalt 8. Nevertheless, see again the graphics here with the CPU just 9%. It's almost sitting there and saying, okay, is there anything to do for me? So way more of that. Again, CPU just 30%. So again, we experience that the game could be way more better if it was more optimized on the drivers and on that Qualcomm Snapdragon 810, but it isn't, unfortunately. Nevertheless, it's something I hope I could help you with for your decision in case you say, okay, I need a phone that's really strong, giving me power, for example, for making games, of course, or for other tasks. And here, the first impression of the Z5 Compact is kind of good, but not top. Of course, I will present you the full review, including all benchmark tests and battery stability, battery runtime, and so on, as soon as it's ready in a few days. I hope so, knock on wood. So at the moment, this is enough for a game check. Thanks for watching, take care, and bye.